So I just want to rant for a minute or two or five, I don't really know, about how teen pregnancy has been so much more exploited in like the recent years. About how girls think that it's a trend to be pregnant and have a kid when it really shouldn't be at all. Because if you are 13 years old and you want to be on MTV, then go on like True Life or something. Don't fucking have a kid. Like, in my personal opinion, 13-year-olds are not are not mature enough to have a kid. Like, you may think that you're mentally mature enough to have sex. You're really not. Like, bitch, go watch Disney Channel. Seriously, you're 13. You had your period for what, 2 years? No. Just don't. And then there's like the 16-year-olds who think it's cool. Like, you have your whole lives ahead of you, and like, you have a kid, you have that kid for the rest of your life. Like, even if like you give it up for adoption, you'll still wonder every day about that kid. And giving up a kid for adoption is probably one of the hardest things anybody will ever do. And like, I would commend somebody so much if like they gave a kid up for adoption, because that is probably a terrible thing to go through. Like, I personally have never been through it, but it just would probably be extremely hard. And some girls are selfish. Well, not selfish, but some girls don't realize that their kids could have a better life living with other parents, and they try to raise a baby on their own. And I don't even know. It's just, teen pregnancy is not okay. It's not a trend. I get that shit happens. Condoms break, birth control fails. Shit happens. Like, but I'm not talking about the accidental ones. I'm talking about girls who do it on purpose. Like, I saw this thing on Tumblr the other day that was like, I'm 13, I want to get on Teen Mom. How do I get pregnant? Like, if you have to ask, then you shouldn't be fucking doing it. You are 13 years old. Like, oh my god, it just fucking bothers me. Like, no. Like, go do your homework. What the fuck? And then all these other, like, people are like, oh, like, I go on Facebook, I know 13 people that have either been pregnant or have a kid. Like, that's a lot of people when you're 19 years old. Like, most 19-year-olds, most of the people they know that have kids are in their like 20s or 30s, and they're their parents' friends, or like their parents' friends' kids. Like, it's just not normal for them to know like kids in their high school that have had kids. Like, I go on Facebook and I see like, oh, congrats on like your new baby, like, oh my gosh, your baby's so cute. Like, yeah, you know what, like, maybe the baby's cute. Like, okay, that's normal. Cool. You have a cute baby. You're also 19 years old. Good luck with that. Or even like 17-year-olds are like, oh my gosh, like, I'm a new mommy. Yeah, cool. Like, and then all the other teen moms will write to the other teen moms and be like, you're gonna love being a mom. It's so great. Like, really? You think, like, I don't know, because I'm not a mother. I've never been pregnant, never had a kid, none of that shit. But, what? You can't just have a kid and then not think that things are gonna be different. Like, it bothers me that people do it on purpose because they think it's cool. Like, it's not fucking cool to be pregnant and have a kid at 16. People judge the shit out of you. When I was 16, my friend put one of those squishy pillows in her shirt and walked around Stu Leonard's acting pregnant, and some guy came up to her and was like giving her dirty looks and shit. And then he saw me filming and he was like, oh my god, you're on camera. Like, yeah, go away. Like people were like staring at her and giving her dirty looks. Like, I'm pretty sure I heard somebody call her a slut. Like, it just blows my mind that people who are between the ages of 13 and 20 are like, oh my god, cool, let's go have a kid. Like, oh my god, cool. Like, I want to be on Teen Mom. You want to be on television? Like, that's not a good reason to have a child. Because you know what? Once the cameras leave, the kid is still there. And it's going to depend on you, and it's going to need you. And if you can't provide for it, then you shouldn't have it. Simple as that. I don't even know. I just think that people who purposely have kids as a teenager ruin things for themselves. Like, you may want to be a mom, but I feel like it would be worth it to wait until you're like 26 or older. Like, when I have kids, I want to be between like 26 or 27 and like 35, because that's normal. And I'm not gonna let a baby or a trend ruin my youth. So yeah, I don't know. It's just something that really bothers me in society, that people think that having a baby is cool, because it's really not at all. Like, if you go out with your friends for lunch and you have a screaming baby with you, they're not going to ask you to go out again. Like, unless they're like your best friend, they're going to be like, yeah, fuck you. I don't want to hang out with you. You have a screaming baby. Like, so yeah, I don't know. It's just something that really bothers me, and I just needed to rant about it. But I'm done now. So, sorry to offend if I offended anyone.